Hello, Professor. Today we'll be presenting before you the dashboard for crime analysis in Toronto as a final presentation. We've developed this interactive dashboard for the analysis of various kinds of crimes being committed in Toronto. The data which we retrieve is from the website of Toronto Police. We've made this dashboard as interactive as possible, and as we proceed, we'll show you what kind of buttons to click in order to move to the next sheet of the dashboard. So by clicking on the proceed button, you move to the next sheet.
So hi Eli, this is Shrishti. This is a dashboard which will tell you about the overall crime statistics that are occurring in the Toronto region. In this dashboard we are displaying the overall statistics on the left hand side, overall crime which is happening in 2019. So these numbers are indicative only for 2019. For instance, like the assault is 24 to 6. It means that 24 to 6 incidents have occurred in 2019 for assault, 78 for homicide, 64 for collisions, and 8386 for break and entry. In the middle, we have added bar chart to display the trend from 2014 to 2019 for each of the category. For assault, homicide, collisions, each of the category. So this bar chart will indicate the trend line, as in has the crime increased or decreased, what were the numbers in the previous years. Accordingly it will display. On the right hand side we have displayed the percentage change from 2018 to 2019. So for instance, if you will see, there has been a 5% increase in assault from 2018 to 2019. So the rate has increased at a rate of 5%. So similarly, there has been a decrease in homicide for minus 18% and a decrease in number of collisions of minus 3% as compared to 2018. On the below two charts, on the left hand side there is a bar chart which will display the overall crime numbers for each of the category. The blue chart will display the number of assaults happening, the red one is break and entry, similarly for auto theft, robbery, and all the types of occurrences that are happening and what are the numbers for the same. These numbers are also indicative only for 2019. On the right hand side, it's a bubble chart. The size and the color of each of the chart will display, will showcase that the darker the color, it will showcase that there has been more occurrences of crimes happening in the area, and these are the most 10 populated areas in the city. So we have selected these areas because they are most populated, and then showcasing how many incidences are occurring in those areas. So if you'll hover over those any of the chart, so you'll be able to see the number of assaults, break and entry, homicides, and robberies and theft over happening in these areas. On the in order to move over to the next tab, we have added buttons on assault, homicide, and collisions. Once you click on those buttons, you can see the in-depth analysis done on each of them.
Hi Eli, this is Divya. This dashboard presents the major crime indicators, in which we can see 20 most populated neighborhoods and all the assaults done for the top 20 neighborhoods. The first chart displays the highlight table for the 20 top most populated neighborhoods. As we can see, Waterfront community is the highest populated and Agincourt North is the least populated. The tree map shows the average auto theft by 20 neighborhoods. So as we can see, the darker the shade, the higher number of crimes have been committed of auto theft, and the lighter the shade, less number of auto theft crimes have been done. For the two bar charts, we can see the average assault by top 20 neighborhoods and the average homicide by top 20 neighborhoods. For assault, we see the topmost crime. For the next chart, we can see the top 20 break and enter average by neighborhood. As we can see, it's a tabular chart, and Waterford community has the highest number of crimes for break and entry. And the last chart is a scatter plot, for which we can see the average theft and robbery by top 20 neighborhoods. The red dots we can see is for robbery, and the orange dots we see is for average theft. And it goes from left to right, from the higher to lower.
Hi Professor, my name is Ashish Sehgal. Now I am going to explain the homicide dashboard. As you can see, there is a division specific bubble chart on the left hand side with the blue color, and the density of the color marks the number of incidents in that particular district, and the lighter the color, the less number of incidents has happened in that particular district. On the right hand side, you can see there is an annual trend bar graph which displays the number of incidents happened over years from 2014 to 2019 for each district. Now it is showing in total for all the districts that are displayed on the left hand side region. As you can see, there is a neighborhood analysis in which each neighborhood is marked with number of incidents has occurred in that particular district. The darker the color, the more number of incidents have occurred. The lighter the color, the less number of incidents have occurred. Now there is a monthly trends bar graph is present, which will tell us that in which particular month from years 2014 to 2017 the incidents have occurred, and it can be judged that in September and December, towards the end of the year, more number of incidents are more likely to happen compared to the starting months of the year. And last graph is the homicide by type. It is very similar to the annual trend, but it will categorize the number of incidents based on shooting, stabbing and others. So we had three types of categories, and we have distinguished the homicide incidents based on that from years 2014 to 2019. Now we are going to select one particular district. As you can see, the annual trend, the neighborhood analysis and all the charts on the page has been modified. The annual trend is showing the incidents for this particular district that has been selected. The neighborhood analysis displays the areas of that come under a particular district that has been selected, and the monthly trend for the particular district, as you can see, and the homicide type displaying the incidents happening over the years with the categorization from 2014 to 2019. Thank you. Prerna, you can take over.
So after clicking on the collision chart, we are redirected to the fatal collisions dashboard. So I've developed this chart. My name is Prerna Sharma. I'll briefly explain the elements of each chart along with the data which is being displayed on the dashboard. The total cases here are the total number of fatal collisions that have occurred in the area of Toronto. The select district filter is applied on select district filter will show us the different districts of Toronto region, and we can filter all the below charts based on this filter. This is a bar graph combined with a line chart which is showing us the annual trends of the fatal collisions which have happened in the area of Toronto. This is a motion graph and we can play it using this button. As you can see, as the chart moves forward with the moving years, we can see the different number of collisions which have occurred over the years from 2006 to 2019. Also, this chart is being used as a filter chart to filter all the charts below. So if I want to see the fatal collisions of 2019, I will click on this year and all the charts below will get filtered. This chart is a tabular form of a weekly collision versus hour of the day. I've also provided a gradient color in this chart to differentiate between the number of collisions that have occurred at different number of hours of the day. So darker the color of the collision, that is, the more number of collisions have occurred at that particular hour. For example, at 12 noon on Saturday, 6 collisions occurred, whereas on Wednesday at around 7, 9 collisions have occurred. This bar graph shows the monthly collision analysis of the fatal collisions which have occurred in this area. So if I click on 2019, I'll be able to see a detailed analysis of this year over the different months. Below are the 3 donut charts which are giving information about the different categories in form of their percentages. So these donut charts are showing us the collisions which have happened at different roads, which involve different kinds of people and which happen at different locations. So this location chart will show us if the fatal collision happened at an intersection, or it happened at a park, or it happened at mid-block, with different percentages of each category. Similarly, what was the involvement type of the collision that happened, whether the collision was between a cyclist, a driver, motorcycle, passenger, etc. And similarly, this donut chart will tell us the kind of road at which the collision happened. So, for example, the majority of collisions have happened at major arterial roads. This is a detailed view of the different kinds of crimes which have happened in Toronto region. The dashboard has analyzed the different kinds of crimes, for example, fatal collisions, homicide, MCI, and has given us an overall view. The dashboard is interactive in terms of going to the different workbooks, and based on this analysis, it will help the Toronto Police to improve the patrolling in different areas based on the regions which we have identified in various dashboards. For example, here we have identified top neighborhood for auto theft. Here we've identified neighborhood for homicides, and here we have identified different regions, and hence it will help the Toronto Police in improving the patrolling in areas with high occurrences of various incidents. This will not only help in reducing the response time, but it will also help in saving a lot of time. I hope this presentation was according to your expectation. Thank you.